Good evening. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. My name is Toya Singh and we are tracking all of the country's top stories right now. What is the biggest development taking place, politically speaking, over the last few hours? When it comes to the elections that are just a few weeks away, it seems as if it's finally all's well that ends well for the INDIA, particularly in Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, remember, the big question was the Samajwadi Party and the Congress. It's 80 seats up for grabs in Uttar Pradesh, and it seemed over the last few weeks as if the two parties weren't being able to see eye to eye. On one side, you had the Samajwadi Party that released list after list, the Congress saying they weren't consulting with them, but now it seems that there is an agreement that the two parties have arrived at. Remember earlier, the Congress wasn't happy with the number of seats it was being offered. Now some reports suggesting that the agreement they've arrived upon is that the Congress will have 17 seats. But we're going to bring you more context on this in just a second. First, take a look at what Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav had to say. All's well that ends well. Take a look.
आने वाले समय में उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया होगा। अंत भला तो सब भला।
क्या समझे? तो क्या माना जाए?
आप समझदार हो?
गठबंधन होगा, सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर होगा, विवाद छिड़ा हुआ है।
कोई विवाद नहीं है, आपके सामने सब चीजें साफ हो जाएंगी बहुत जल्दी।
देखिए, वो बन जाए और चाहे ना बने, उससे भाजपा की सेहत पे कोई असर नहीं पड़ता है। लेकिन यह जो मेरे समझ में आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस के सरदार श्री राहुल गांधी जी चाहते हैं सपा समाप्तवादी पार्टी बने, और अगर सपा वालों को ये पता है कि उनकी पार्टी समाप्त हो रही है तो अखिलेश यादव जी भी ये चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस मुक्त भी बने यूपी। तो दोनों एक दूसरे की मदद करने की सामर्थ्य नहीं रखते। दोनों दलों को मालूम है कि उनके प्रत्याशियों को इस बार जमानत बचाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। फिर भी अगर वो गठबंधन करके लड़ते हैं, तो अलग अलग लड़ते हैं, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनको धूल चटाएगी, कमल का फूल खिलाएगी और 80 के 80 सीटें जीत करके हम माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को फिर एक बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री के पद की शपथ लेते हुए देखेंगे।
Okay. As you can see over there, very confident about their chances in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh has 80 seats and last time in 2019, they won 62. The next biggest performer was the BSP and then it was the SP and then lastly the Congress. Let's go over right now to our colleague Shireen to understand more. Shireen, first can you tell us, what are your sources telling you is the agreement that the Congress and the Samajwadi Party have reached? And tell our audiences a little bit more about what the friction was. Where were the friction areas across Uttar Pradesh where the two parties couldn't see eye to eye on?
Well, initially when the India Alliance seat sharing talks were going on in the national capital, the National Alliance Committee was taking the meeting. There were about 4 to 5 meetings that were held between the Samajwadi Party and the Congress. There was Ram Gopal Yadav, who was the representative of Samajwadi Party, who was part of this particular meeting. In that meeting, it was said that Samajwadi Party will be giving around 11 seats to Congress at that point of time. But after which, we have seen how the RLD, the Jayant Chaudhary's party, has in fact walked out of the alliance, is in fact all set to go into the NDA. Since then, the Congress party has in fact been asking for more seats. Now, the Congress party has been asking for around 20 to 22 seats, whereas Samajwadi Party has been saying that the winnability quotient is something that should be the priority, and around 17 seats is something that is willing to give the Congress party. Now, there were disagreements and there were debate that was going on in certain seats that concerns Varanasi seat, where Samajwadi Party recently announced their candidate as well. Now the Congress sources have been saying that the Samajwadi Party is in fact willing to take back their candidate from Varanasi seat. Remember, last time it was Ajay Rai, the UPCC president, who were contesting from this particular seat. Though it is not a winnable seat for either for Samajwadi Party or Congress, because it is Prime Minister's bastion, Varanasi, something that is considered to be, but it is a sign that the Congress party wants to show that they want to in fact put out a strong candidate against the Prime Minister. So this time as well, they have asked for the Varanasi seat. Though Samajwadi Party has announced the Varanasi seat, it seems that they are going to take it back. Apart from that, Hathras was one seat that the Samajwadi Party wanted to take back. Last time Hathras was given to the Congress party, their candidate in fact lost that particular seat in Uttar Pradesh. So that is something that will be given back to Samajwadi Party. Sitapur is another seat. There was disagreement between the Samajwadi Party and Congress. So there were, in fact, back and forth meetings that were going on, disagreements that were going on. In between, we have seen that the Samajwadi Party were, in fact, saying that the priority of the Congress Party at this moment needs to be Lok Sabha elections 2024 and not the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. According to the Samajwadi Party, all the focus of the Congress Party were being put on Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra, and that is why perhaps Akhilesh Yadav, in fact, decided that he will not be part of the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra when it was crossing Rai Bareli. But like Akhilesh Yadav today said, Ant bhala to sab bhala. Finally, it seems that there has been some headway, and in few minutes from now, the final list of Samajwadi Party and Congress will be announced, is what the sources have been suggesting.
Okay, Shireen, I just want to ask you a follow-up question now, and let's just share some numbers with our audiences. If you just look at 2014 versus 2019, in 2019, the BJP won slightly less seats at 62, I believe, but their vote share had actually increased to 49%. Essentially, 1 in every 2 voters was voting for the BJP. This is essentially an uphill battle. Can you tell our audiences more about the SP, the Congress's strategy, and in all of this, where is the BSP that actually came in second last time around?
Well, that was also, in fact, a disagreement between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. The Congress wanted the BSP to be part of the India Alliance. Their leaders like Avinash Pandey, who is the Uttar Pradesh in charge, has in fact been saying that the doors for BSP has in fact been open. But Mayawati made it very clear that she is going to be contesting alone. She will not be going with the NDA or with the India Alliance. But Samajwadi Party from day one had in fact been insisting that they don't want Mayawati to be part of the India Alliance, because the last time when there was an alliance between the Samajwadi Party and BSP, more losses were faced by Samajwadi Party. According to Samajwadi Party, BSP had never campaigned for Samajwadi Party, but on the other hand, Samajwadi Party were able to win a few seats for the BSP. So that was the kind of disagreement that was going on between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Now, when we talk about vote share, Congress very much knows that in last few years, Congress has not been really able to make any sort of dent or impact in Uttar Pradesh, and that is why they need the support of Samajwadi Party. And somewhere Samajwadi Party was playing hardball with the Congress for delaying the seat sharing talks, where the Samajwadi Party was talking about how there should not be a quantity, the focus should be on quality, and that is why certain seats were being given to Congress Party at the initial discussion. Finally, it seems that a consensus has been reached between the Samajwadi Party and Congress, but we have to see how much will it be able to make a headway when it comes to winning the seats, because last time as well there was not much seats that was won by either. Congress has in fact 0 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Samajwadi Party were also not able to gain much of the momentum in Uttar Pradesh. So how is the alliance going to perform in Uttar Pradesh is going to be a big question ahead.
Shireen, we'll ask you to stay with us. But for now, as we await the Samajwadi Party releasing the list, the Congress releasing their list, so we get a firmer idea of how many seats each will be contesting, though they have reached agreement already, let's play out different reactions that continue to come in. Take a look.
कितने चुनाव हारेंगे अखिलेश यादव समाजवादी पार्टी, तो ये गलती उनके पास है. अब फिर कहेंगे कि हम बीजेपी को रोकेंगे. आप तो 4 चुनाव हार चुके हैं. आपके सलीम शेरवानी साहब 5 मरतबा के एमपी आपको छोड़ चुके हैं. स्वामी प्रसाद मौर्य जो आपके पार्टी के वाइस प्रेसिडेंट थे वो आपको छोड़ गए हैं. आपकी अलाई पार्टनर अपना दल की वो आपसे नाराज़ हैं. तो ये ज़मीनी हकीकत कुछ और ही बता रही है वहाँ पर.
ये सब फिर भी कोई धरातल पर कोई सच्चाई नहीं है. धरातल ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ प्रदेश में 80 की 80 सीटें जीत रही है.
समाजवादी पार्टी और कांग्रेस के बीच में गठबंधन हो गया है. दोनों पार्टियां मिलकर चुनाव लड़ेंगी. इससे इंडिया मोर्चा और अधिक मजबूत होगा और 2024 में इंडिया की सरकार बनेगी. सभी विपक्षी पार्टियां मिल करके चुनाव लड़ेंगी। ये जनता का भावनाएं हैं, जन आदेश है। जनता ये चाहती है कि गैर भाजपाई वोटों के बंटवारे को रोका जाए।
के अवसर पर शोषित वंचित जागरण महारैली का कार्यक्रम रखा है लोगों ने।
क्या महारैली भी है और इसके माध्यम से संदेश देना चाह रहे हैं? कहाँ कहाँ दावेदारी है?
दावेदारी घोसी है, सलेमपुर है, गाजीपुर है, लालगंज है, देवरिया है, जौनपुर है, तमाम सीटें हैं। 80 सीट में कोई सीट मिलेगी।
कांग्रेस और समाजवादी पार्टी को लेकर उत्तर प्रदेश में गठबंधन में सीटों के बंटवारे को लेकर बहुत खींचतान चल रही है, क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, वो मिल के लड़ा, चाहे खींचतान करके अलग लड़ा, कोई लड़ाई का मतलब नहीं है। उत्तर प्रदेश की 80 की 80 लोकसभा सीट माननीय योगी जी, माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में इंडिया गठबंधन जो लड़ रहा है हम लोगों से, एनडीए से, वो असफल है। कहीं जीतने की स्थिति में विरोधी पार्टियों के पास कोई ताकत नहीं है। ताकत देने के लिए हमने बहुत पहले 6 महीना पहले बता दिया था कि विरोधियों ने खाना है, मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाना है। कुछ लोग सट के करेंगे, कुछ लोग हट के करेंगे। आपने देखा, सटने वाले सट गए और हटने वाले छटपटा रहे हैं। जल्दी हट करके वो भी मोदी जी को प्रधानमंत्री बनाने के लिए काम करेंगे।
घोसी की सीट प्रथम वरीयता है आपकी?
अब मिलेगी तो लड़ेंगे।
डिमांड क्या है? अगर कितनी सीटें मांग रहे हैं आप?
मांग तो 3 रहे हैं, यूपी में और 2 बिहार में।
कौन कौन सी सीट यूपी में?
यूपी में घोसी, सलेमपुर और गाजीपुर
जी
प्राथमिकता है।
गाजीपुर से कौन लड़ेगा?
अब सीट मिल जाए तब बताएंगे कौन लड़ेगा।
चर्चा की वजह से लड़ने वाले हैं।
लोकतंत्र में जिसका नाम वोटर लिस्ट में वो लड़ने का अधिकारी है।
घोसी से
अब घोसी मिलेगी तो देखा जाएगा।
अरविंद राजभर के लड़ने की चर्चा हो रही है घोसी से।
अब मिलेगा तो पार्टी के नेता हैं तो क्यों नहीं लड़ेंगे।
मंत्रिमंडल विस्तार में देरी के कारण
हाँ, विरोधी पार्टियों को सरकार में शामिल करने की कवायद है।
आपने कहा कि अधिसूचना लागू नहीं होने देंगे जब तक हम मंत्री नहीं बनेंगे।
भाई, जब तक विस्तार नहीं होगा तब तक सूचना जारी नहीं होगी।
अखिलेश यादव ने यादव को टिकट प्रत्याशी घोषित कर दिया है, क्या कहेंगे?
कोई मतलब नहीं है उनके जितने।
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Pallavi now for the bigger picture. Pallavi, we just spoke to our colleague Shireen to understand the numbers and the nitty-gritties at play, what the alliance will actually look like. But Pallavi, if we zoom out and ask you for the macro picture here, this is an alliance that now doesn't have the RLD. The BSP, obviously, there's still a big question mark on. Can you just tell our audiences, in terms of preparation for the upcoming elections, how does this setup look? And does it bode well for the INDI alliance that they've got their most complicated state figured out?
Well, yeah, I would say it's a leg up for the India Front Alliance, considering that there was no good news coming in a long, long time, Toya. But how much will it actually work on the ground, that remains to be seen. Because see, one difference in between the Congress and the other parties, like the BSP, the BJP and even the Samajwadi Party, have their committed core vote bank. That is something which is lacking in the Congress party, and at least in Uttar Pradesh, because frankly speaking, they don't have much of an organization to talk about. They have not been leaders who've been going to the ground. And those who've left the Congress to join other parties, whether it's been the SP or the BJP, have also taken the party workers with them. So that has not worked for the Congress. So how much of, when you go into an alliance, you translate and transfer each other's votes to each other. That may not be happening in the case of the Congress-SP alliance.
Can you also tell our audiences now, Pallavi, if we just go back to the ground and what's happening right now, some reports suggesting that 17 seats is what's going to be given to the Congress. Just tell our audiences, please, about the seats that will possibly go to each of these parties. Obviously, it's a big question mark still.
Well, I mean, a couple of those seats are very tough to win, both for SP and the Congress. And a quick example I'll give you of Banaras. Now, it's interesting that when the India Front meeting in the better days were meeting, it was a proposal which came in from Mamata Banerjee that Varanasi fight should be that of a high-profile leader against Modi, because we also need to send out a message to the voters that we don't shy away from any fight. She had also suggested that the possibility of a Priyanka Gandhi Vadra contesting from Banaras. In the last Lok Sabha elections, Arvind Kejriwal had, despite knowing that maybe he may not have the numbers, but at least, you cannot accuse the AAP of not putting up a tough fight or putting up a difficult fight. That's what Congress has often been accused of, being very soft in its fight. So we'll wait to see whether the Congress party really does put up one of the high-profile leaders. Mathura is another seat, which of course is a Jayant Chaudhary stronghold. The BJP holds that seat, Hema Malini holds that seat. So these are some important tough seats which have been given.
Okay, Pallavi, thank you. Let's go back to our colleague Shireen, who's with us right now. Shireen, can you now tell our audiences a little bit more about what the Congress SP strategy is going to look like on the ground? As we were telling our audiences earlier, it is an uphill battle, but how will the two parties project a united face? What will that look like?
Well, first and foremost, both the parties have agreed that winnability is going to be the policy on which they are going to field their candidates. Secondly, they have in fact been saying that there is going to be a joint press conferences, joint rally that they will be organizing in Uttar Pradesh. Their strategy at the moment is to ensure that there is not going to be a vote cut as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Both of them wants that whatever their vote banks are, they remain they remain intact, and they could at least win. In case of Congress Party, if you remember, in 2019, they contested alone. They were not in alliance with either with the BSP or with the Samajwadi Party, and they contested in almost 70 seats, and they were only able to win one seat, which is Sonia Gandhi's Rai Bareli seat. Now, this time, Sonia Gandhi has in fact shifted from Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha. She is now a Rajya Sabha MP from Rajasthan. So, apart from that, what are the other seats that they will be able to win? Who are going to be the faces in Amethi and Rai Bareli? Will the Rai Bareli seat be given to Priyanka Gandhi? Will Rahul Gandhi be willing to contest from two seats? Because right now there are talks going on, not just Wayanad, there could be a second seat from where Rahul Gandhi could contest. These are all talks that are of course going on. But the strategy at the moment for the Congress Party remains that they want their party workers to go all out with the campaigning, ensure that whatever agenda, whatever manifesto with which they come, that reaches to the ground, that reaches to the people, is the strategy at the moment. Right now, of course, there were a lot of disagreements that were going on between the Samajwadi Party and Congress. There were almost a moment when it seemed like Samajwadi Party is going to walk out of this alliance, but finally headway was made, and today they are going to officially declare what is going to be their seat sharing like, because at the moment the formula, what we are hearing from sources, is that around 62 seats to Samajwadi Party, 1 will be given to Chandrasekhar Azad's party, and the remaining 17 seats is going to be with the Congress Party.
Okay, Shireen, thank you. I'd also like to thank our colleague Pallavi, who joined us a little while earlier. More voices coming in from the ground as we await that final list between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Let's bring you a Dimple Yadav, the wife of Akhilesh Yadav, also an MP in her own right in Uttar Pradesh. What she had to say. Take a look.
अगर आपको सूचना मिली है तो कोई फैक्ट्स तो होंगे, तभी आप तक सूचना आई है।
नहीं, 2-3 सीटों को लेकर कुछ अभी,
लेकिन अब आप पे सूचना आई है तो मैं समझती हूँ कि कोई ना कोई सच्चाई होगी इसमें। जिस तरह आप देखें रोज लिस्ट निकल रही है हर हफ्ते में, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि धर्मेंद्र जी अगर लड़ेंगे तो कहाँ से लड़ेंगे। मैं समझती हूँ राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व तय करेगा कि कौन कहाँ से चुनाव लड़ेगा।
Okay, we're now shifting tracks entirely. We're taking you from all of these developments taking place in Uttar Pradesh, which remember has the most seats, 80 seats in the upcoming elections. Now we're taking you to another state that's particularly important from the election perspective too. We're taking you to West Bengal. But the story we're focusing on is one that has been playing out over the last few weeks. We're taking you right now to Sandeshkhali, the island where over the last few weeks, locals have arisen and said that they were being targeted and exploited by local TMC leaders. Now, these allegations first started just a few weeks ago. There are allegations of land grabbing, allegations of forced exploitation, and now 2 serious allegations of rape. Now, the key TMC leader, Sheikh Shah Jahan, he remains absconding. He's considered the kingpin in this entire story. The ED was looking for him, you'll remember, all the way back in January, and it's since then that he's been absconding. Now, this is the quick context to the entire situation. As we speak, BJP leader Shuvendu Adhikari is visiting. He was there yesterday after the court finally made sure, it mandated that the West Bengal police on the ground had to let the BJP leader travel to Sandeshkhali. These are reactions that are coming in as the BJP, the TMC, the Congress, the CPIM continue to make political comments around this situation. Take a look.
I will take action on this. Yes, नहीं, क्योंकि मैंने टर्बन पहना है तो आप लोग ये बोल रहे हैं। अगर मैंने टर्बन ना पहना तो आप मुझे बोलते खालिस्तानी। मैंने पुलिस बोला, पुलिस को बोलिए। आप मेरे रिलीजन पर नहीं बोल सकते। आपके रिलीजन पर नहीं बोल रहा मैं। आप मेरे रिलीजन पर नहीं बोल सकते। क्यों बोला खालिस्तानी? उन्होंने बोला अभी वीडियो में। नहीं, आपके रिलीजन पे कुछ बोला किसी ने? मेरे रिलीजन पे क्यों बोला?
আমি সুপ্রিম সরকারকে বলবো 24 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনাকে প্রমাণ করতে হবে, আদারওয়াইজ আই উইল টেক লিগ্যাল অ্যাকশন এগেইনস্ট ইউ।
Kunalda, what do you have to say on this?
You see the way Shubhendu uttered the word Khalistani, that is very bad, condemnable. Our Honorable Chief Minister, our party, we have condemned that. And this is the culture of Shubhendu and BJP. A Sikh officer, Shubhendu is telling him, identifying him as Khalistani. This should not be done. So we strongly condemned it. The whole country, not only the Sikhs, not only the Sikh community, the whole country is condemning it. And this is the culture of Shubhendu and BJP.
But Shubhendu is saying you can't prove that. If you can't prove that within 24 hours, then he is going to take legal steps, and he has not said anything like that.
I have already tweeted that. And I think your channel already telecasted that part. Let Shubhendu take action. If Shubhendu has any guards, he hasn't, so let him take step. We have already tweeted that.
Okay, we're going to go over to our colleague Kamalika. Kamalika, you were on the ground yesterday in Sandeshkhali when this entire adjacent controversy on an entirely new aspect played out. I just want to ask you, Kamalika, as the BJP is saying to the TMC that they need to give proof that this word was actually used by a BJP leader, how is the IPS officer who is right at the center of this, I believe IPS officer Jaspreet Singh, but do correct me if his name is incorrect, but how is he responding to these allegations, the allegation that the BJP is making, that they didn't say this word?
See, he reacted then and there itself, but after that he has not been. He has told once that he has seen Shubhendu Adhikari doing that, but after that he has not reacted. He has not spoken anything on that on camera. So that is one thing which is still not. I mean, he has said, he has reacted there vehemently, and as you know that they are bureaucrats, they will not talk like in that way. But definitely he has not reacted after that in on camera.
Okay, and just tell our audiences more right now, please, Kamalika, about the BJP strategy, the TMC strategy we're seeing right now. Obviously, the BJP said, prove that it was one of us who said it. How has the TMC responded to that?
See, one is the BJP strategies. They have said prove, and also they have showed another video, which we were discussing. 2 years back, they showed another video where the police was not behaving well with a Sikh person. So these are the narratives, counter narratives, which both the parties are trying to set in. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress is well up. Tomorrow also they are going to protest in various places regarding that. Today also there was protest in various places regarding that. And obviously in Punjab also there is a reaction to this. So definitely this cannot be stated to an IPS officer. That issue, they are trying to obviously project it that this is absolutely not done.
Okay. All right, Kamalika, thank you. We'll reconnect with you to understand more about the situation on the ground in a few minutes. Right now, we're heading into a quick break. This is, of course, The Nation at 5. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Samajwadi Party and Ajay Rai, the Congress Uttar Pradesh president, will in fact be fielded from there. He has always contested from that particular seat. On the other side, Hathras is something that will be given back to Samajwadi Party. Last time Congress contested from here in exchange of Sitapur. So this time Congress in all likelihood will be contesting from Sitapur. Apart from that, Samajwadi Party in Bulandshahr or Mathura, it will be Samajwadi Party that will be contesting. So what really Congress Party has conveyed to the Samajwadi Party is that the seat sharing should be on the basis of caste equation on ground and previous vote share of both the parties. Accordingly, the winnability quotient should be the priority, and accordingly, that is how the seat sharing should be done. So, like Akhilesh Yadav said, Ant Bhala to Sab Bhala. It looks like at 5 p.m. Final list will be released by Samajwadi Party and Congress.
What happens to the seat of Varanasi then, Sharon? Because that's where the conflict is as well. The UP Congress chief wants it for himself. The Samajwadi Party has already declared it. Will they backtrack on that?
Well, that is what the sources have been saying, that there was in fact pressure that was put in by Congress Party on Samajwadi Party over their announcement of the Varanasi candidate. It has in fact been told to Samajwadi Party that they need to take back this particular candidate, because Ajay Rai, who has always been contesting from that particular seat, will be willing to continue in that contesting from that particular seat. So of course, all these have in fact been conveyed by the Congress Party, and it seems a consensus has reached, but a final picture as to what all has been agreed by the both sides will be clear at 5 p.m. when a final list in all likelihood will be released.
We'll come back to you then when those details come out. For the moment though, Sharon, thank you so much for getting us the latest. After days of speculation, Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav confirmed that the alliance with the Congress, all is well ahead of the 2024 elections. There's absolutely no issues. Ant bhala to sab bhala is what Akhilesh Yadav came out and said today. The party convener said that Congress's alliance with the Congress, there is absolutely no problem. Seat sharing talks are going on. Remember, there were questions that were raised over the alliance after Jayant Chaudhary left the India bloc, joined the NDA, following which Akhilesh Yadav didn't join Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. We also saw that Akhilesh Yadav's party announced at least 3 lists of candidates ahead of the 2024 elections, even as the Congress kept claiming that negotiations are still on. Sources are now telling us that Samajwadi Party is yet to take back its candidate from Varanasi, and Uttar Pradesh Congress President Ajay Rai is going to be contesting from that seat instead. On the other hand, SP says that they shall be given Hathras in exchange.
आने वाले समय में उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया होगा। अंत भला तो सब भला।
क्या समझे? तो क्या माना जाए?
आप समझदार हो?
सर, गठबंधन होगा, सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर
होगा।
विवाद छिड़ा हुआ है।
कोई विवाद नहीं है। आपके सामने सब चीजें साफ हो जाएंगी बहुत जल्दी।
देखिए, बन जाए और चाहे ना बने, उससे भाजपा की सेहत पे कोई असर नहीं पड़ता है। लेकिन यह जो मेरे समझ में आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस के सरदार श्री राहुल गांधी जी चाहते हैं सपा समाप्तवादी पार्टी बने, और अगर सपा वालों को ये पता है कि उनकी पार्टी समाप्त हो रही है तो अखिलेश यादव जी भी ये चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस मुक्त भी बने यूपी। तो दोनों एक दूसरे की मदद करने की सामर्थ्य नहीं रखते। दोनों दलों को मालूम है कि उनके प्रत्याशियों को इस बार जमानत बचाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। फिर भी अगर वो गठबंधन करके लड़ते हैं, तो अलग अलग लड़ते हैं, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनको धूल चटाएगी, कमल का फूल खिलाएगी और 80 के 80 सीटें जीत करके हम माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को फिर एक बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री के पद की शपथ लेते हुए देखेंगे।
Sharon, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Sharon, what's the latest that you've gathered from your sources within the Congress party? Because there was a lot of back and forth as far as how many seats they want, how many seats the Samajwadi Party is willing to offer. We're given to understand anywhere between 16 to 18 is what the final decision is going to be on?
Well, that is right, Poonam. 16 to 18 is something that has in fact been decided by the Samajwadi Party and Congress. And Samajwadi Party is willing to give around 17 seats. Is what the sources have been suggesting. Now, the latest that we are getting to know is that 5 p.m. today, in all likelihood, the final list will be released by the Samajwadi Party and Congress. There's a press conference that has been called by the Congress and Samajwadi Party, a joint press conference, where the final list of will in fact be released, is what the sources are saying. But you're right that there were in fact a lot of back and forth when it comes to a number of seats. Especially when it comes to Varanasi, there was a candidate that was already announced by the Samajwadi Party. Now the sources, Congress sources have been suggesting is that that particular candidate will be taken back by the Samajwadi Party, and Ajay Rai, the Congress Uttar Pradesh President, will in fact be fielded from there. He has always contested from that particular seat. On the other side, Hathras is something that will be given back to Samajwadi Party. Last time Congress contested from here in exchange of Sitapur. So this time Congress in all likelihood will be contesting from Sitapur. Apart from that, Samajwadi Party in Bulandshahr or Mathura, it will be Samajwadi Party that will be contesting. So what really Congress Party has conveyed to the Samajwadi Party is that The seat sharing should be on the basis of caste equation on ground and previous vote share of both the parties. Accordingly, the winnability quotient should be the priority, and accordingly, that is how the seat sharing should be done. So, like Akhilesh Yadav said, "Ant bhala to sab bhala." It looks like at 5 p.m. Final list will be released by Samajwadi Party and Congress.
What happens to the seat of Varanasi then, Sharon? Because that's where the conflict is as well. The UP Congress chief wants it for himself. The Samajwadi Party has already declared it. Will they backtrack on that?
Well, that is what the sources have been saying, that there was in fact pressure that was put in by Congress Party on Samajwadi Party over their announcement of the Varanasi candidate. It has in fact been told to Samajwadi Party that they need to take back this particular candidate because Ajay Rai, who has always been contesting from that particular seat, will be willing to continue in that contesting from that particular seat. So of course, all these have in fact been conveyed by the Congress Party, and it seems a consensus has reached, but a final picture as to what all has been agreed by the both sides will be clear at 5 p.m. when a final list in all likelihood will be released.
We'll come back to you then when those details come out. For the moment though, Sharon, thank you so much for getting us the latest. After days of speculation, Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav confirmed.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. Before the break, we brought you a story playing out in Sandeshkhali that is seemingly larger as we speak right now than what's happened on the ground. What has happened over the ground over the last few weeks? You'll remember locals have come out over the last few days. They've alleged that on the hands of local TMC leaders, there was systematic land grabbing, harassment and sexual harassment also taking place. Now, there are 2 formal written complaints of rape, but as we speak, 2 TMC local leaders have been taken into custody. The kingpin, Sheikh Shah Jahan, is still absconding. You might remember the Enforcement Directorate went to search his residence in early January, and it's from that point that he has been missing. Now, the West Bengal government claims to not know where their TMC leader is. They say that it is the ED that is searching for them. But yesterday, you might remember that the High Court in Calcutta came down severely on Sheikh Shah Jahan. They said that he needed to turn himself in. We're going to bring you more context on what they had to say. But first, we're going to bring you the mood and temperature on the ground. My colleague Kamalika, who's been there over the last few days, brings you this report. Take a look.
Bengal DG Rajiv Kumar is just arrived. He's arriving in Sandeshkhali after the Sandeshkhali incident. This is the first time that Bengal DG Rajiv Kumar will be coming here. He will be directly going to the Thana. That's what we are coming to know from our sources. He might also talk to the people. What is the situation in Sandeshkhali ground zero? He himself has come today. DG Rajiv Kumar, Bengal DG, has arrived in Sandeshkhali, and this is the incident. Like from last week, Sandeshkhali is in news and there has been local agitation. The confidence in local police is not there. So a lot of things are happening in Sandeshkhali, and there you will see that the DG Rajiv Kumar, he will be coming to Sandeshkhali, and here you see DG Rajiv Kumar, Bengal. He has come to Sandeshkhali to see on ground zero situation. What's the situation out there? That will be assessed by DG Rajiv Kumar, and he is arriving in Sandeshkhali. He will definitely have meeting with his officers out there. He'll try to find out that what's happening there in ground zero, as number of things have happened in Sandeshkhali. You see DG Rajiv Kumar, he has just arrived in Sandeshkhali.
कि संदेश खाली का विषय बहुत गंभीर हो रहा है। माननीय कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट ने क्या टिप्पणी की है आपके सामने में। हाउ कैन वन मैन शाहजहां शेख कैन टेक द एंटायर स्टेट टू रैंसम, ये आपने सुना है। उसको गिरफ्तार क्यों नहीं किया जा रहा है? और ये भी टिप्पणी है कि उसके यहां पुलिस ईडी रेड करने गई थी। उसे
पटेल जी, उत्तर प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी के सम्माननीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय अजय राय जी, समाजवादी पार्टी के आदरणीय राष्ट्रीय सचिव आदरणीय राजेंद्र चौधरी जी, उपस्थित यहाँ मीडिया के हमारे सभी पत्रकार साथियों, इंडिया गठबंधन के तहत पूरे देश में लोकतंत्र को बचाने के लिए एवं इस देश के संविधान का सम्मान सुरक्षित रखने के लिए देश की सभी जिम्मेदार राष्ट्रीय पार्टियों ने, राजनीतिक दलों ने जो निर्णय लिया था, जिन उद्देश्यों को लेकर आज उसी की एक श्रृंखला के रूप में, उसी की एक अगले कदम के रूप में उत्तर प्रदेश में समाजवादी पार्टी और इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस इसमें सीटों के शेयरिंग को लेकर आगामी लोकसभा चुनाव में जो 80 लोकसभा सीटें हैं, निर्वाचन क्षेत्र हैं, उस पर दोनों राजनीतिक दलों के सम्माननीय अध्यक्षों के निर्देशानुसार एक कमेटी स्थापित की गई और उस कमेटी के माध्यम से निरंतर चर्चा करते हुए कि किस प्रकार से इस लोकसभा चुनाव में प्रभावी तरीके से सभी लोकतांत्रिक पार्टियों को साथ में लाकर हम बीजेपी का मुकाबला और किस प्रकार से उसे शिकस्त दे सकते हैं, उस पर आज निर्णय हुआ। मुझे खुशी है ये जाहिर करते हुए कि उत्तर प्रदेश में आपसी समन्वय से, चर्चा से यह निर्णय लिया गया है कि भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस यहां पर उत्तर प्रदेश में 17 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ेगी और इस गठबंधन के तहत अन्य जो बची हुई 63 सीटें हैं, इन पर इंडिया गठबंधन के जो भी उम्मीदवार समाजवादी पार्टी के, अन्य दलों के भी जो कि इसमें समावित होकर इस गठबंधन में शामिल होंगे, उनका हम सब में डटकर मुकाबला करेंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को शिकस्त देंगे। मैं राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस के हमारे सम्मानीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी का, समाजवादी पार्टी के हमारे सम्मानीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय अखिलेश यादव जी का इसके लिए विशेष आभार मानता हूं कि दोनों आदरणीय नेताओं ने पूर्ण विश्वास के साथ और आने वाली उत्तर प्रदेश की राजनीति को मद्देनजर रखते हुए एक दूरगामी लक्ष्य को सामने रखकर इस गठबंधन को अपनी मान्यता दी और साथ ही हमारे उन सभी समिति के, कमेटी के सदस्यों का मैं विशेष रूप से आभार मानना चाहूंगा और विशेष रूप से मैं हमारे उदयवीर जी का, संगठन के हमारे आदरणीय प्रोफेसर राम गोपाल जी का, कमेटी के अन्य सदस्यों का भी विशेष आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि बहुत ही सौजन्यता से, सकारात्मक रूप से जितनी भी चर्चाएं हुई, काफ़ी गहन चर्चाएं जो हुई, उसके बाद ये निर्णय लिया गया और हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि इतनी मशक्कत के बाद जिस निर्णय पर आज हम पहुंचे हैं, आगामी लोकसभा चुनाव में हम मिलकर एकजुट होकर मजबूती के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी को मुकाबला ही नहीं करेंगे बल्कि उनको अच्छी टक्कर देके उनकी शिकस्त करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं निवेदन करना चाहूँगा आदरणीय हमारे राष्ट्रीय सचिव राजेंद्र चौधरी जी से कि वे कृपा करके संबोधन। एक मिनट इसके बाद कर देते हैं, आखिर में कर देते हैं, इसके बाद में दोनों हमारे सम्मानीय अध्यक्ष बोल लें और उसके बाद में
पत्रकार मित्रों, हालांकि हम लखनऊ में आप लोगों से बात कर रहे हैं लेकिन ये संदेश, भारत को बचाने का संदेश पूरे देश में जा रहा है। उत्तर प्रदेश में 80 लोकसभा की सीट है और ये शुरू से ही समाजवादी पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्री अखिलेश यादव जी ने बार बार कहा कि उत्तर प्रदेश से ही केंद्र में भाजपा की सरकार 2014 में आई थी और उत्तर प्रदेश से ही 2024 में भाजपा सत्ता के बाहर जाएगी। इसी संकल्प के साथ हम लोग यहाँ आपके सामने इस संदेश को लेकर उपस्थित हुए हैं कि हालात देश के बहुत खराब हैं। किसान सड़कों पर है, नौजवान सड़कों पर है, समाज के सभी ऐसे वर्ग जो विगत 10 वर्षों से भाजपा की कुनीतियों का और उनके अन्याय का शिकार रहा है, उन सबको बचाने के लिए, भारत को बचाने के लिए इंडिया गठबंधन के इस सपने को साकार करने का हम भारत के सम्मानित मतदाताओं से और उत्तर प्रदेश के सम्मानित मतदाताओं से निवेदन करते हैं कि जो लोकतांत्रिक अधिकार आप लोगों के पास है, वोट का अधिकार, मतदान करने का अधिकार, उसका आप पूरी ईमानदारी के साथ, पूरी निष्पक्षता के साथ इस राष्ट्र को बचाने में इस्तेमाल करेंगे। हम ये भी निवेदन करते हैं मतदाताओं से, किसान भाइयों से, नौजवानों से।
80 seats up for grabs in Uttar Pradesh and the agreement between the two parties, Cong and SP, becoming clear. Cong on 7 seats. We're going to head into a short break. On the other side, more of the country's top stories. The Nation at 5.
Brought to you by
the Congress. There's all is well ahead of the 2024 elections. There's absolutely no issues. Ant bhala to sab bhala is what Akhilesh Yadav came out and said today. The party convener said that Congress's alliance with the Congress, there is absolutely no problem. Seat sharing talks are going on. Remember, there were questions that were raised over the alliance after Jayant Chaudhary left the India bloc, joined the NDA, following which Akhilesh Yadav didn't join Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. We also saw that Akhilesh Yadav's party announced at least 3 lists of candidates ahead of the 2024 elections, even as the Congress kept claiming that negotiations are still on. Sources are now telling us that Samajwadi Party is yet to take back its candidate from Varanasi, and Uttar Pradesh Congress President Ajay Rai is going to be contesting from that seat instead. On the other hand, SP says that they shall be given Hathras in exchange.
आने वाले समय में उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया होगा। अंत भला तो सब भला।
क्या समझे? तो क्या माना जाए?
आप समझदार हो?
सर गठबंधन होगा,
सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर
होगा,
विवाद छिड़ा हुआ है।
कोई विवाद नहीं है, आपके सामने सब चीजें साफ हो जाएंगी बहुत जल्दी।
देखिए, बन जाए और चाहे ना बने, उससे भाजपा की सेहत पे कोई असर नहीं पड़ता है। लेकिन यह जो मेरे समझ में आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस के सरदार श्री राहुल गांधी जी चाहते हैं सपा समाप्तवादी पार्टी बने, और अगर सपा वालों को ये पता है कि उनकी पार्टी समाप्त हो रही है तो अखिलेश यादव जी भी ये चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस मुक्त भी बने यूपी। तो दोनों एक दूसरे की मदद करने की सामर्थ्य नहीं रखते। दोनों दलों को मालूम है कि उनके प्रत्याशियों को इस बार जमानत बचाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। फिर भी अगर वो गठबंधन करके लड़ते हैं, तो अलग अलग लड़ते हैं, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनको धूल चटाएगी, कमल का फूल खिलाएगी और 80 की 80 सीटें जीत करके हम माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को फिर एक बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री के पद की शपथ लेते हुए देखेंगे।
Sharon, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Sharon, what's the latest that you've gathered from your sources within the Congress party? Because there was a lot of back and forth as far as how many seats they want, how many seats the Samajwadi Party is willing to offer. We're given to understand anywhere between 16 to 18 is what the final decision is going to be on.
Well, that is right, Poonam. 16 to 18 is something that has in fact been decided by the Samajwadi Party and Congress. And Samajwadi Party is willing to give around 17 seats is what the sources have been suggesting. Now, the latest that we are getting to know is that 5 p.m. today, in all likelihood, the final list will be released by the Samajwadi Party and Congress. There's a press conference that has been called by the Congress and Samajwadi Party, a joint press conference, where the final list of will in fact be released is what the sources saying. But you're right that there were in fact a lot of back and forth when it comes to a number of seats, especially when it comes to Varanasi. There was a candidate that was already announced by the Samajwadi Party. Now the sources, Congress sources have been suggesting is that that particular candidate will be taken back by the Samajwadi Party, and Ajay Rai, the Congress Uttar Pradesh president, will in fact be fielded from there. He has always contested from that particular seat. On the other side, Hathras is something that will be given back to Samajwadi Party. Last time Congress contested from here in exchange of Sitapur. So this time Congress in all likelihood will be contesting from Sitapur. Apart from that, Samajwadi Party in Bulandshahr or Mathura, it will be Samajwadi Party that will be contesting. So what really Congress Party has conveyed to the Samajwadi Party is that the seat sharing should be on the basis of caste equation on ground and previous vote share of both the parties. Accordingly, the winnability quotient should be the priority, and accordingly, that is how the seat sharing should be done. So, like Akhilesh Yadav said, "Ant bhala to sab bhala." It looks like at 5 p.m. Final list will be released by Samajwadi Party and Congress.
What happens to the seat of Varanasi then, Sharon? Because that's where the conflict is as well. The UP Congress chief wants it for himself. The Samajwadi Party has already declared it. Will they backtrack on that?
Well, that is what the sources have been saying, that there was in fact pressure that was put in by Congress Party on Samajwadi Party over their announcement of the Varanasi candidate. It has in fact been told to Samajwadi Party that they need to take back this particular candidate because Ajay Rai, who has always been contesting from that particular seat, will be willing to continue in that contesting from that particular seat. So we, of course, all these have in fact been conveyed by the Congress Party, and it seems a consensus has reached, but a final picture as to what all has been agreed by the both sides will be clear at 5 p.m. when a final list in all likelihood will be released.
We'll come back to you then when those details come out. For the moment though, Sharon, thank you so much for getting us the latest. After days of speculation, Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav confirmed that the alliance with the Congress, all is well ahead of the 2024 elections. There's absolutely no issues. Ant bhala to sab bhala is what Akhilesh Yadav came out and said today. The party convener said that Congress's alliance with the Congress, there is absolutely no problem. Seat sharing talks are going on. Remember, there were questions that were raised over the alliance after Jayant Chaudhary left the India bloc, joined the NDA, following which Akhilesh Yadav didn't join Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra. We also saw that Akhilesh Yadav's party announced at least 3 lists of candidates ahead of the 2024 elections, even as the Congress kept claiming that negotiations are still on. Sources are now telling us that Samajwadi Party is yet to take back its candidate from Varanasi, and Uttar Pradesh Congress President Ajay Rai is going to be contesting from that seat instead. On the other hand, SP says that they shall be given Hathras in exchange.
आने वाले समय में उत्तर प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सफाया होगा। अंत भला तो सब भला।
क्या समझे? तो क्या माना जाएगा?
आप समझदार हो?
सर गठबंधन होगा?
सीट शेयरिंग को लेकर होगा, विवाद छिड़ा हुआ है।
कोई विवाद नहीं है। आपके सामने सब चीजें साफ हो जाएंगी बहुत जल्दी।
देखिए, बन जाए और चाहे ना बने, उससे भाजपा की सेहत पे कोई असर नहीं पड़ता है। लेकिन यह जो मेरे समझ में आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस के सरदार श्री राहुल गांधी जी चाहते हैं सपा समाप्तवादी पार्टी बने, और अगर सपा वालों को ये पता है कि उनकी पार्टी समाप्त हो रही है तो अखिलेश यादव जी भी ये चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस मुक्त भी बने यूपी। तो दोनों एक दूसरे की मदद करने की सामर्थ्य नहीं रखते। दोनों दलों को मालूम है उनके प्रत्याशियों को इस बार जमानत बचाना मुश्किल हो जाएगा, फिर भी अगर वो गठबंधन करके लड़ते हैं तो अलग अलग लड़ते हैं तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनको धूल चटाएगी, कमल का फूल खिलाएगी और 80 के 80 सीटें जीत करके हम माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी को फिर एक बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री के पद की शपथ लेते हुए देखेंगे।
Sharon, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Sharon, what's the latest that you've gathered from your sources within the Congress party? Because there was a lot of back and forth as far as how many seats they want, how many seats the Samajwadi Party is willing to offer. We're given to understand anywhere between 16 to 18 is what the final decision is going to be on?
Well, that is right, Poonam.
Welcome back. You're watching The Nation at 5 right here on CNN News 18. We are bringing you all of the stories that are the heartbeat of the nation at this moment. Our next story coming into you from right here in Delhi, where farmers are protesting on Delhi's borders. Right now, we're taking you, though, to a big update coming in. Remember, as we told you a little earlier, farmers are protesting on multiple borders right now. Haryana police sources are telling News 18, and we'll have a reporter join us in just a second. They're saying the situation is tense, but it is under control, according to them. This is the words they're using. Shambhu border, according to them, is looking fine. Kanori border is the one where there is still conflict taking place. Remember, we just want to bring you this context, and we'll go over to our reporters to get more. It is, and let's go over to Anshul to understand more. Anshul, on the Kanori border, a protester dying of a head injury just a few moments ago, police using tear gas shells. Just bring us more context, please, and then tell us what police sources are telling CNN News 18.
So yes, this claim has been made by the side of farmers, where they are claiming that one of the farmers has been killed in the action that was taken by the police. However, the Haryana police has clearly denied these allegations at this point in time. They say that they haven't used much of force except for tear gas shells that were fired to control the protest, and it is only once after we get the postmortem of the victim, then it can actually be established that what was the reason behind the cause of death. On the other hand, the situation at this point in time, as we speak, seems to be under control. There is an uneasy sense of calm that can be sensed at the borders at this point in time, because remember, there is a meeting that is likely to happen between the government and the farmer leaders, in which it is expected that the government might be able to find some sort of headway. Remember, this will be the 5th round of talks that is going to take place. So yes, it remains to be seen how does that meeting pan out and what results do these talks finally reap. But yes, at this point in time, the big news that is coming in from Shambhu border is that one of the protesters have gotten injured and has lost his life in that protest. However, the exact reason behind the death of the protester is still not known, and we are waiting for the postmortem report to finally come out, after which it can actually be established that what was the reason that led to the death of this protester.
Okay, thank you, Anshul. A very, very serious situation playing out right now. We're going to bring you more context. Our colleague Anshul will join us with more updates on that story, but a very, very serious situation playing out right now over there. This is a story we're going to continue to cover. Right now, we're taking you to a different story. We're taking you back to politics in Uttar Pradesh right now. As you know already, Rahul Gandhi is on the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra in Uttar Pradesh. It's a yatra that's passed through multiple key destinations in Uttar Pradesh. Of course, he's passed through Amethi, Raebareli. Last night he was in Lucknow. But comments that Rahul Gandhi has made seemingly are drawing controversy. Now, the larger context to his comments were, of course, that he was highlighting unemployment that he says persists across the state. He also points to alcoholism and, according to him, how political parties and the media are distracting from issues that matter. It's in that context that he made particular comments that have garnered eyes and controversy. We're going to play out what those comments were for you. Then we're going to play out the political reactions. Then we'll connect with reporters for more.
आपसे प्रसाद जी है, आपके मालिक का क्या नाम है? आपके मालिक का क्या नाम है? क्या नाम है? नाम बताओ, नाम बताओ। ओए मारो मत यार, मारो मत उसको, मारना नहीं है, मारना नहीं है, नाम बताओ उसका।
कभी कहेंगे उधर देखो भैया अमिताभ बच्चन नाच रहा है, वो देखो भैया उसके साथ ऐश्वर्या राय नाच रही है। आप लोग इधर उधर देखोगे, ओ भैया देखो चाइना में ये हो रहा है, वो देखो भैया ऐश्वर्या राय नाच गई। मीडिया में आपको यही दिखेगा। 73% की मीडिया में बात नहीं होगी, मजदूरों की बात नहीं होगी, किसानों की बात नहीं होगी। मैं वाराणसी गया, वाराणसी में देखा मैंने रात को बाजा बज रहा है, ठहर जा, बाजा बज रहा है, वहां पे शराब पिए सड़क पे लेटते हुए बाजा बज रहा है। यूपी का भविष्य रात को शराब पिए नाच रहा है, डांस कर रहा है नशे में।
राहुल गांधी जी की तो मास्टरी गाली गलौज में है ही। ओबीसी समाज को गाली दी, कन्विक्ट हुए, आर्म फोर्सेस को गालियां देते हैं, उनके मनोबल पर चोट करते हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट संवैधानिक संस्थाओं को गालियां देते हैं, हस्तक्षेप की मांग करते हैं, लोकतंत्र को गालियां देते हैं। जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने वाराणसी के युवाओं के विषय में और पूरे वाराणसी को एक प्रकार से नेगेटिव छवि में डालने का प्रयास किया कि यहां पर सभी लोग नशा करते हैं, शराबी है, इस प्रकार की छवि पूरे वाराणसी का बनाना है। और जो एक बहुत बड़े कलाकार है अमिताभ बच्चन, उनके विषय में भी तू तड़ाक की बातें करना, महिलाओं के विषय में कि एक ऐश्वर्या राय जी नाच रही है, उनके साथ नाच रही, इस प्रकार की ओछी हल्की टिप्पणी करना, ये उनकी महिला विरोधी और जिस प्रकार की उनकी मानसिकता है उसको दर्शाता है। ये मिसोजिनिस्टिक, पेट्रियार्कल और अति महिला विरोधी मानसिकता झलक रही है।
Okay, let's go over to our colleague Pallavi to understand more. Pallavi, these comments that Rahul Gandhi has made, we've just played out for our audiences how the BJP is arguing that these comments are, according to them, patriarchal, misogynistic, etc. But Pallavi, tell our audiences, in the regions that you've travelled through Uttar Pradesh, how has this theme that Rahul Gandhi, the larger theme he's constructed of unemployment, he's saying now that alcoholism, for example, is a key problem, how is that resonating, if it is at all, on the ground?
Well, I mean, in America, I would say it is a very troublesome spot for the Congress party because, see, I mean, no doubt about the fact that issues of unemployment are important issues which we want to take up. But, you know, in politics, often you have to use the right kind of semantics, the right kind of narrative. I don't know whether it's really going to go down very well with the people of Amethi. Actually, the criticism and one of the main reasons why he lost was also the fact that he was being seen as a missing MP. Very sporadically going down. Even in the last 5 years, ever since he lost, yesterday was just his third visit to Amethi Toya, whereas in stark contrast, the comparison is made to Smriti Irani, who despite losing in 2014, kept on going there and finally won from 2019. Well, Rahul Gandhi, I guess, Congress argues means well, he's raising the people's issue. But the words that he used, attacking the media, and these were all local press, these are the local people of the small town voice, that has not gone down well, and the BJP has certainly capitalized on this.
Okay, Pallavi, thank you for bringing us that context. Let's play out different reactions to this story.
ये बहुत पीड़ादायक है। राहुल गांधी कब सीखेंगे? कैसे कह दिया कि सारे यूपी के युवा जो हैं वो शराब पी के डाउन रहते हैं? ये कौन सी भाषा है राहुल गांधी की? चंदौली में कह दिया कि राम मंदिर के उद्घाटन में कोई गरीब नहीं था, हजारों की संख्या में देश के संत बैठे हुए थे। क्या मतलब है इसका? क्या वो सिर्फ लोगों को इंसल्ट करने के लिए, अपमानित करने के लिए बैठे हुए हैं? ये बहुत पीड़ादायक है, मैं इसकी पूरी भर्त्सना करता हूं।
उनकी अब 3 यात्राएं एक में जुड़ गई हैं। पहले भारत जोड़ो यात्रा, फिर न्याय यात्रा, फिर विदेश यात्रा। ये लगातार उनका इस तरीके का चलता रहता है। जनता में इसका कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ रहा है, बल्कि ऐसा कुछ वो बोलते चले जाते हैं कि जिसकी वजह से जो है लोग नाराज होते हैं। उनकी जो ये यात्राएं हैं, इन यात्राओं से लोग केवल मनोरंजन करने का काम कर रहे हैं और जो लोग उनके साथ दौड़ते हैं वही केवल फोटो खिंचाने का काम किया करते हैं। कुछ लोगों को बुला लेते हैं वो कि आ जाओ फोटो राहुल गांधी जी के साथ खिला लो। नहीं जाएंगे, क्योंकि अखिलेश जी इतना तो समझदार ही हैं कि राहुल गांधी क्या बोलते हैं क्या नहीं बोलते हैं, इतना तो अखिलेश जी समझते ही हैं। इसलिए राहुल गांधी जी की यात्रा में शामिल होने का मतलब है अखिलेश का जो क्रेज है वो अपने आप खुद गिर जाएगा।
News is meaningless till you unlock its core. At the core is the crux. Watch Crux of the Matter to stay informed with me, Rahul Shivshankar.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. After rejecting centre's proposals, the agitating farmers today moved ahead in their march towards the national capital, escalating their pitch to breach the barricades that have been set up, particularly by the Haryana police at the Shambu border. This time, farmers are all geared up with JCBs and cranes to clear out the hurdles laid out by the police. Farmers are bringing in heavy machinery to dare the forces, though they have also assured that their protests will remain peaceful. This after the fourth round of talks between the government and the protesting farmers failed, with the centre reaching out once again today, proposing a fifth round of dialogue.